All right. Obviously, wanted to get together with you guys today and just make some staff announcements and get you guys up to speed with what's going on with Youngstown State football as we get ready to start spring ball once we get back from spring break. But a couple of things. We will start on March 22nd. That'll be a Saturday. Our spring game will be on April 25th. We'll have a spring game that night at 7 o'clock. We'll divide up the team, probably go ones versus ones, twos versus twos. So we're excited about spring ball. We're excited about some of the new guys that we've been able to bring here to Youngstown State and join our staff. I think as you get to know these guys, I wanted you guys to have a chance to get to know them a little bit and ask them questions and kind of pick their brain a little bit. And it's important that as we bring in new coaches, for everyone to be on the same page and understand the expectations here of Youngstown State, and these guys obviously know that. But starting with the offensive side of the ball, a couple of things that have changed. We brought in Kenny Carter. Kenny was at Louisville. He's been various different places in his past. He understands what it means to win a championship. He's been a part of championship football teams. He will be our passing game coordinator, along with having the special teams offensive side of the ball, which will involve punt return, the hands team, and the hands return teams. He did that at Louisville, and then obviously he'll coach the receivers, so we're excited about having him here. Brings a wealth of knowledge to the table. At tight end, we hired Dan Gerberry, a local product. Dan played at Austintown Fitch High School, went on to play some in the NFL there, and then last year was a volunteer here with us, and really took a liking to Dan. I think he's got a bright future in coaching, so we filled that spot, the tight end spot that Coach Mangino left, with Dan Gerberry there. And Dan's a guy that Youngstown's an important place for him. He wanted to stay here in Youngstown. He had some other opportunities to go back to his alma mater and do some other things, and we were able to secure him and keep him here. Another offensive change that's taken place is Carmen Brasillo will have the official title of run game coordinator. Carmen's been a guy that's been pretty involved in that process to begin with, so we gave him that title, and we're able to basically solidify our offensive staff. Offensively, Shane will still call the plays with input obviously from Carmen and Coach Carter. At the same time, last night Shane was recognized by his peers and really Northeast Ohio by the Northeast Ohio Football Foundation for receiving the Assistant Coach of the Year, which is a great honor. Obviously went to the banquet last night, and we're excited about that. On the defensive side of the ball, a couple changes there. Jamie Bryant, you guys know we brought him in last year. He shored up our special teams, basically took them to the top in the league in almost every category. We expect the same results on defense. So I told him I want the same thing replicated this year with our defense. But Jamie's a guy that obviously I got to know from being at Vanderbilt when I coached against him when I was at South Carolina. But he's already in there and tweaking some things and getting together with the staff and making sure we're all on the same page as far as getting ready for spring ball and that preparation. With that move, we were able to hire Michael Zordich, local product. You guys all know Mike. He's a guy that obviously is very impressionable. He's had a very successful career in college, very successful career in the NFL, and we were able to snatch him up and bring him here to Youngstown State. He'll coach our safeties, and then he will also have a special teams coordinator title with defense. He will primarily work with kickoff and kickoff return. So we're just excited right now. The chemistry of the staff is really good, and we're excited about having these guys here. And I want you guys to have an opportunity to meet with them and ask them questions and kind of get to know them a little bit. And I'll leave it at that. And I guess we'll start out with Kenny. We'll go in alphabetical order, give him the mic, and let you guys visit with them and talk a little bit about themselves so you guys can get the information you need. All right, Kenny.
Questions from you guys?
Okay. It was a great opportunity to come to Youngstown. I'm excited about it. There's a lot of tradition here. You got 4 national championships at the FCS level. which is not easy to do, regardless of what level you're at. To have one is a great accomplishment, but to have achieved 4 is fantastic. Jamie Bryant was a great connection for me here because we coached together at Vanderbilt for 4 years, and I've known Shane Montgomery for a long time. We go back a lot of years, and one of the guys that I went to college with was in his wedding, so I've known him many times, and both those guys sandbag in their golf game, so I know them pretty well. This is going to be an exciting time for us because obviously Eric has done a fantastic job, and his vision is very clear, and everybody on the staff understands what we're trying to get done. The players, the time that I've spent around them, it's been very clear that they understand that we can take this thing to another level and not be close in getting into the playoffs, but getting into the playoffs and moving ourselves forward with an opportunity to really finish and get another banner and hang it on the wall. The other guys that I've come in here with are fantastic guys. I mean, we've got 3 guys on our staff that have NFL experience as players. I mean, that's fantastic. I mean, that's a wealth of experience and knowledge that can help players, really see that the guys that are coaching them have been there and have an opportunity to help them develop as players and as people. So with that said, take questions.
Coach, you get involved with a very prolific offense, but one which loses its leader. How do you feel about stepping into a spot where you've got to replace that guy right in the middle of everything?
I think it's a part of college football. It happens every year. You're gonna have great players, and but that's why you train people to be in positions to take over. You can't have any team. You're as good as the players that you have. You can't worry about what you don't have. That's why we're hired to coach, and that's to develop players. And your system, you have to adjust your system to really fit the players that you have. So whoever becomes the quarterback, we will adjust things to suit him. But we also have players around him that can help him become the kind of player that we need for him to be.
Coach, you mentioned the national championships. What did you know reputation-wise of this program and what Coach Wolford has kind of done here?
Well, my first exposure to Youngstown was when they played the Citadel, which is where I went to school. So that was my first major exposure to them, and obviously they went on and did some pretty good things that year. But you follow football at every level, and when people are achieving, you know that good things are going on in this profession. It's very small, regardless of what level that it is. And as far as Eric, because of his time at South Carolina and me being a South Carolina native, I knew a lot of the people that he knew. So it made it very easy to me to transition here when he started to court me about coming here and really being a part.
What do you know about the receivers here? Obviously, most of them coming back from last year.
I've watched them a bunch on film, and I've been able to work with them a little bit. They're a good group. They're very tight knit. They want to achieve. They know that we're going to attack the things that we feel like are deficiencies. We've had those conversations, but at the same time, they have a lot of strengths that we feel we can really accentuate and help ourselves really be better, especially when you're having to train and break in a quarterback who's not as experienced as you would like for him to be.
Teddy, what is your strength?
What is my strength?
I mean, special teams, running backs, mixture of both.
I've been very fortunate. At the 1A level, I've had the opportunity to coach on both sides of the ball. And whichever side of the ball I've developed all conference players. I've had guys that have been drafted. I've had first-round draft pick receiver when I was at Penn State. So I think that really my strength is teaching. That's really what it comes down to, because every great coach has the ability to be a teacher and help young people learn how to conceptualize the things that they need to in order to really take their game to another level and really develop as people.
Sounds good. First, I'm so extremely excited to be here and be a part of the staff, be a part of this program, and to be back in my hometown. The city's extremely special to me. I grew up here. I grew up in the 90s. I remember, who's Jim?
Dang.
Come on now, let's have some class.
I didn't think it rang when it was recorded.
Anyway, when I was a child, I remember in '94 and watching all those national championship games and coming home, and when the team came to the airport, 94 is right? See everybody looking in the back. Yeah. Anyway, going to the airport and watching the teams get off the airplanes and looking up to players as Chris Inglis and Dan Inglis from Austintown, and those were big moments in my life, big memories for me. I'm grateful for the opportunity Coach Wolford's given me. It's a big time, and it's a big opportunity to work with guys like Coach Zordich and Coach Wolford and Coach Montgomery. They have so much they can offer, not just to me, but to the city and the program. I'd like to reiterate how excited I am and how grateful I am for this opportunity.
Dan, you got NFL experience, but other than that, what do you think you'll bring to this program? I mean, you spent a little time here last year. What is it that you'll kind of, how will you make your mark here?
I think I can take what I've learned and teach that to the kids. I bring excitement. I'm a very energetic coach. There's a lot of things I can offer. I know people are going to wonder, you've never coached before. That doesn't mean I can't coach. I've been blessed to be around some of the best coaches in the world, with Brady Hoke in college and in the NFL, Jim Schwartz and George Yarno and Jeremiah Washburn. These guys really taught me a lot. They wouldn't just tell you it. They would make you teach everybody it. There was times they'd stop the meetings and make you go up on the board, and you would have to teach it to the rest of your teammates. And when you're sitting there teaching other NFL players how to run inside zone, or whatever the play is, there's a lot of pressure on you. I grew a lot. I mean, I'm sitting there trying to teach Jeff Backus how to run the power play that he's ran for 10 years. So, I mean, just because I haven't necessarily had the title of a coach doesn't mean I haven't done it before.
Yeah, with that being said, you're coaching a position you never played,
Mm-hmm.
to my knowledge. I mean, does that make it a little more difficult?
I would say, I would say obviously I have a passion for offensive line, but I also have a passion for tight ends too. I've had the opportunity to learn from Coach Mangino last fall. I learned a lot to really embrace what he knew and take what I could from it. It was a big thing for me, and I'm very fortunate to have coaches like Shane Montgomery and Carmen Brasillo around me, and Coach Carter that really, if I do have a question, they're right there. I'm very confident in my abilities. I'm very confident in the tight end position and my knowledge of the position. I'm really excited to get working with the kids and show them my passion, show them my knowledge, and get going and start winning national championships.
How'd you make the decision to stop playing and go into coaching?
A decision to stop playing. Did you make that decision? Let me clear something up. Nobody decides to stop playing. There's a very select few that have that opportunity, to say that's it for me. I was not that fortunate. Last year after fall camp, I made the team. And I made the team. 2 days later, they called me in and cut me. It was a very tough learning experience for me. I came home, sat here for a couple weeks, and I said, where am I going in life? And I knew where I wanted to be was a football coach. Football is my passion. And I came out here, and Coach Wolford decided that he would let me be around the team, which says a lot. And I came out here, and I learned, absorbed, and it turned into a very good opportunity for me.
And were you recruited by YSU during your high school days?
I was recruited by Youngstown State, and Youngstown State has always been a very special place to me. And when I was in high school, things didn't work out for me to come here and be a Penguin. I ended up going on to Ball State, which turned out to be a great thing for me, and it turned into an NFL career. There you go. You said that's a good one.
You good? Let it go.
Go.
Let it rip. No, hey, it's certainly a pleasure to be back here. You know, I love this town. I love this university. I think Coach Wolford has put together a great coaching staff. The chemistry is already built, and we're looking forward to getting spring ball started. So I'm just happy to know that I can wake up in my own bed and go to work and coach. I'm no more sleeping in my office, and I'm excited about being here and looking forward to helping these kids grow. I think we got a great foundation. I think that with the crew that we have here now, as far as coaches go, we can build with that, and we can help them not only in school, in football, but in the game of life, which is so important because, as we all know, that this game doesn't last forever. And as coaches, we are here to help these kids grow academically and in life. So I'm excited to be able to be a part of that and to help these kids out.
Mike, what do you hope your impact will be? I mean, what's your goal coming into this?
Well, my goal is pretty much, like I said, I think there's a foundation. I want to help the kids. Number one thing here is to go to school. I mean, they're student athletes. They don't call them student athletes. They call them that for a reason. So they're here to go to school. I want to make sure they get that point. They understand that, because I'm a living proof that you can't play the game forever. And at this level, not a lot of guys go to the next level. So you got to finish school, get the things done that need to be done, so that when this game is over, they have something and they're ready, prepared for life. But while I'm here as their football coach, I want to help them become better football players. And like I said, I believe there's a foundation here. But we got to just tweak some things. We're doing some things, and Jamie's doing some things, and all the position coaches are just changing a little bit of things to help these guys make the game simpler, make them play faster, so they're not thinking so much. They're just playing, they're reacting, and those little things are going to make this team much better.
Mike, you were here 5 years ago and
Yep.
kind of left after a short time.
Yeah.
Are you here to stay, or is there another possibility?
No, you know what? I'm happy to be here, Dan. I really am. I mean, I was talking to Paul McFadden the other day. I said, Paul, I never want to say never or never say ever, but I'm happy to be here. I really am, and I hope that it could be a long tenure here, because I do want to help this community. I'm from this community. I grew up on the west side of Youngstown. I belong here. I feel I can help a lot of people, help a lot of kids, and at the same time help this university. It's got a great name, but just make it even bigger, and at the same time help the city. I mean, it's something that I've always wanted to do, and I'm glad to be back to be part of Youngstown.
Like, I mean, the defense here since Wolford's been here has been a problem, especially secondary. What have you guys seen that maybe you can? You talked about playing faster, but
Right, and Wolf said it, and he said, we're cutting off a lot of fat. We're getting rid of a lot of things that doesn't need to be there. We are making life simple for the kids so that they can go out and react. And that's basically it in a nutshell. There's some things that they have done in the past that don't need to be done in the future. I mean, you look at the schedule, you look at the teams we're playing, there's really 3 teams you got to compete against. I'm not knocking the other teams, but it's North Dakota State and the other Dakotas, right? I mean, that's it. You look at it, and that's who you're playing, and that's who you got to beat. And I've seen they've had problems in the past doing that, and coaches talked about it, and that's how we're going to attack it. And those little changes and tweaks we're making to beat those kind of teams, because that's how you're going to get into the playoffs, and that's how eventually we're going to win a national championship.
Well, Mike, you were around obviously in the 80s or 90s when this is the ingredients there for that to?
Absolutely, and it starts with Coach Wolf. I mean, Coach Wolf, like I said, he's intense, he's fun, and I believe the guys, the team, is on his side, and they're working hard for him. And the coaching staff that we have together, I think it's a damn good staff, and there's a lot of knowledge. And I think, as I said earlier, I think there's a foundation for this team to go places. And I think if all 3 of us work in concert, head coach, coaching staff, team, we can do some damage in this league.